Howdy howdy, this is Cryptic Running back again with an Arena Cutoff video for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today I cover Round 1 results for the Captain Marvel and Beast arenas, then jump into my Round 2 predictions. So first, the Round 1 results. So the 4-star feature came in at 10.1 million. That was kind of right where we expected it, but that 32.5 million for the 5-star feature cutoff of Captain Marvel again is kind of on the low end, similar to what we saw with Havoc a couple weeks back, and then he had that huge jump in the second round. But yeah, that's kind of an unexpected number. What's funny, now Sabretooth, I mean, obviously he's still a great champ in the game, but his first and second round in the last arenas were just around 30 million as well. So a new champ for 32, where again, don't want to discount Sabretooth at all. He's still a really decent champ in the game, and but he went for 30 million, and then Captain Marvel goes for 32. And I can honestly tell you from my perspective, I'm liking Captain Marvel. I mean, she's not Corvus level in terms of like how bursty she can get, but once you get her going after a couple fights and get to the point where her ignition, you know, you get 25 saved up there, she's pretty great champ. So I would be shocked if that number doesn't jump up quite a bit in the second round. But anyway, for the 4-star basic Beast, right where we expected it, right around that 1.6 number, actually a little bit lower than that at 1.56. So when we compare these actuals against my predictions, for the most part, you can tell by the way I kind of shared the results. The 4-star feature and 5-star and 4-star basic were kind of right where I expected it, whereas kind of overshot that 5-star feature arena. So that one's definitely off, but the others definitely within 10%, even closer to 5%. So that's definitely the kind of what we expected there. Nothing too outrageous. So based off of these results, let's take a look at some similar arenas in their second round results to kind of figure out what might happen this time around. So starting first with the 5-star feature arena all the way over on the left, you can see with Symbiote, Supreme, the Champion, Night Thresh, they all kind of had like somewhere in the 40s second or first round cutoff. In the second round they all jumped. You can see that Symbiote Supreme went from 41 to 51 million, the Champion went from 45 to 49 million, and then lastly Night Thrasher went from 44 to 55. Now you remember earlier, a couple minutes too, I mentioned Havoc. Havoc had like 20 million in the first round and jumped all the way into like mid 40s kind of thing. So definitely we should expect to see some kind of jump, anywhere from, you know, you see 10 million with Symbiote to more kind of the expected 5 million with the Champion, Night Thrasher, even 11. So it could be a pretty significant jump. Now we jump into the 4-star feature arena with some similar, you know, 10 million, right around 10 million in the first round. You could see that with Night Thrasher and Thing, they all jumped a little bit, but with Mr. Sinister here more recently, that number dropped a little bit in the 9 million. I think if anything, when I look at some of their champs other than Night Thrasher, but especially Thing and Mr. Sinister, while Captain Marvel was good, I don't know if she's as good as Mr. Sinister in the Thing. Maybe Mr. Sinister, but I don't think so in the Thing. But anyway, I would probably expect to see a little drop in the second round. And then coming over to the 4-star basic, one thing you see every time with these low interest champs, the second round is always bigger. And then when we stop and take a look at the 3-star feature arena, for new champs, the second round is always lower than the first. So considering these trends, and there's some decent trends to base off of what we might think might happen in the second round, here are my thoughts for the second round predictions. Starting first with the 5-star feature Captain Marvel arena, I think we're looking 50 million. We're going to see that typical jump from round 1 to round 2. And basing it more based off what we saw with Havoc, where he jumped over 20 million, I think you're going to see a pretty big jump here as well. And then with the 4-star feature, I think you're going to see that slight decrease to 9.5 million. With the 4-star basic, I think we're going to see that jump to 1.7 million. And then lastly, with that 3-star feature, you're going to see that typical decline to 1.2 million. And again, these predictions are for the veterans bracket, meaning your account's been open for over 60 days. When we jump into, and again, with the predictions, I try to always get within 5 to 10% of the cutoff, so I always like to give a little grind target again for the veterans bracket, just in case I'm off one way or the other. With a 5-star feature, 53 million should guarantee it. I'm pretty thinking that 50 might lock it anyway, in case we don't see that kind of Havoc jump. You can debate whether or not Captain Marvel's as good as Havoc, but we definitely saw as the community became more aware that Havoc was decent, we saw a pretty big jump in that second round. I think the community is going to see that Captain Marvel's pretty decent, and you're going to see a similar, maybe not to the same degree, but just in case, you're going to see that jump. Now with the 4-star basic, the 4-star feature Captain Marvel, 10.5 should lock her up. 1.9 should lock up Beast, and then 1.3 should lock up the 3-star feature Captain Marvel. Again, these grind targets as well as these predictions are for the Veterans bracket. When it comes to the newer brackets, I figured I'd go ahead and share with the community now. It was just time for me to try a new account, a new free-to-play account. So I went ahead, I always like to do it to kind of get a sense of what's going on in the lower brackets in terms of the arena. Plus, when there's a good opportune time to jump back in the game, whether, you know, there's different content, that's a good way to figure out how quickly you can get a new account up. Like, for example, I jumped in when there's a couple days left with the Love is a Battle Realm event, and I was able to get a 4-star domino pretty quick. So that was pretty impressive. I was like, oh, what a way to start an account, a 4-star domino. But anyway, with that background, just to give you a little sense of the beginner's bracket, I went ahead and grinded out 262,000. I usually say it's around 250,000 for the beginner's bracket for the 3-star feature, and in this case it definitely did pay out, where my rank, it was somewhere in the 400s, I believe, but with 262,000 points I was able to get that 3-star feature Captain Marvel. This is why I'm I've got some personal experience playing with Captain Marvel. Actually, for this new account, she's pretty much my go-to. Even though I have that 4-star domino, I've been playing quite a bit, getting ready to finish up some Act 3. I might actually put a quick video together to take Captain Marvel against Thanos. Maybe a little preview of what's going to happen in in-game, but anyway. Also did do a little bit grinding with Beast, only 95,000, and was able to get that that 3rd shard tier, 250 and 100,000 5-star shards. So pretty interesting to see. Pretty much going to do the same thing this time around. By the time Nick Fury comes out in a couple weeks, I'm hoping to have the roster to go after him as a 4-star feature arena. So we'll see. So I definitely need to get up my 4 stars in the that I have. So we'll have to see how many 4 stars. If I can get to, you know, ideally 9. I doubt that I'll get to 9 over the next couple weeks. But if I can get up to 6, I should be able to and rank those up at least to rank 2, maybe rank 3. Then I should be able to get enough points, but we'll see when we get there in a couple weeks. But anyway, now that with that background, I can jump into the beginner's bracket and happily say with a 3-star feature, 245,000 should work. I went to 260 and you saw that it worked. 4-star basic, still working on that data. Maybe 800,000. I doubt I'll get that far. Probably get around 300, 400,000 this time, but 800,000 has typically been what works for the 4-star basic in the beginner's bracket, and then for the 4-star feature, 1.1 million works. In the intermediate bracket, meaning your account's been open 31 to 60 days, 3-star feature looking at 525, 4-star basic 900,000, and the 4-star feature you're looking at 1.5 million. So anyway, these are my thoughts for the second round of the Captain Marvel and Beast arenas. Would love to hear your thoughts, your opinions, especially if they're different than these. So on down in the comment section, we can discuss them there. Same thing for questions. Any questions, throw it on in the comment section. I'd be happy to discuss them as well. Other than that, if you appreciate, if you like this video, I'd really appreciate if you click that thumbs up button. And if you like this and other videos on the channel and you haven't yet subscribed, really wish you would. So other than that, thanks a lot for stopping by and have a great day.